Is it really a podcast, or now is it just a sit down? Because we ain't got mics and headphones and all that other garb that go along with it. So I think it's just a sit down.
This is a variety show, I think is what we call this.
A variety show.
A variety show.
Yeah.
In my search to find something meaningful, I set out chasing something real, something authentic. Along the way, I've met people bold enough to follow their dreams. People like David, whose passion built BarMusicLive.com. We've joined together at the Farm Lounge, where up-and-coming artists get more than a stage, they get a story. Live music, real conversations, one unfiltered experience. This is Fancy's Unfiltered meets Bar Music Live.
We are joined with Josiah Rodda, and he has just enlightened us with some nice music. You got a good voice, sir.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Did y'all enjoy him? Woo! Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I learned all kind of stuff about there just a second ago, but where you come from, what you doing, how'd you get into music? I can slow down if you want me to.
One question at a time, please, sir.
So I've been, so I was adopted when I was 8 years old, and kind of a way I've kind of like blocked out like all that, that past trauma or whatever was. I wanted to get into music, and my adoptive family, they got me guitar lessons when I was 16 years old. I got into helping the youth band. Started out in church. That realm, helping out different churches with music. And then I kind of met one of my good buddies, Kevin Smith, out in Talladega, who really kind of pushed me to, be better. So
Pushed you a little bit.
Pushed me a little bit. And then from there, I started, playing in, restaurants, venues, festivals, and stuff like that. So it's been, a fun journey for me because a lot of people wouldn't probably believe it, but usually I'm really a shy person. Well, I used to be a very shy person. I wouldn't be a person that you'd think that would get out in front of people. But through the years, I've just kind of come.
So it gets easier the more you do it.
The more you do it,
once you finally just jump in and decide you're gonna do it, it does get a little easier.
Yeah, and when you can joke with people and they kind of respond and tell a joke, you kind of loosen the mood up a little bit. It's a little bit easier as well.
Yeah, it's we've had nights where you stand here and you try to talk to people like a minute ago and nobody wants to talk to you, or you have to. Are y'all listening?
I found that the 120 clear helps a little bit.
Oh, we should pass that out.
Yeah, we should. Maybe that should be like an entry thing. Okay, if you're going to come in here, you got to take a shot of this.
There you go.
Then we make sure everybody's in the mood for music.
That would get them a little bit more lively, probably.
Brandon's shaking his head no. Some people think no. They think that's a bad idea.
He said it's a good idea, but it's not a good idea.
Some people handle it better.
It's kind of like mixed signals right there.
So can you have too much fun? Maybe that should be the next topic. Can we have too much fun?
In general or here?
Anywhere.
I think if it ends in you getting arrested, then yes, you've had too much fun.
So
that's the bar. Anything under that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything under getting arrested is okay. Josiah Rodda says you can do anything you want as long as you don't get arrested.
Yes.
He didn't say anything about keeping clothes on. That's your rule.
That could have been why he got arrested.
You could get arrested for indecent exposure, so you would need to keep your clothes on, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Okay. Mostly.
You could probably get away with banana hammock. I mean, I think that's probably as close as a dude is going to be able to get without getting in trouble. We saw a dude in a banana hammock in Vegas. She's got pictures. He was walking up and down Fremont Street. He had. It was a pretty happening place. I got LED screens and you zip line through the thing. Anyway, zip lining. We got done. There was a dude. He was strutting his stuff. It was. Yeah, he was about to chase us. Yeah, it was. So I mean, he was there. Of course, it was Vegas, but he didn't get arrested. So I mean, I guess that's probably as far as you could go.
we were at Fort Morgan Beach a couple of years ago, and this couple's down there under their tent, and we've been sitting there for a little bit. Well, all of a sudden, this guy gets up and starts walking toward the beach, and he's got on a pair of flippers, a mask up on his head, and a thong, banana boat cover, whatever you call it.
Banana hammock.
Banana hammock. Yeah. And that's it. The flippers, that, and the mask.
So the banana hammock was one that come all the way up suspenders,
This is the...
or was it just a Speedo?
Was this the... was it the suspenders or just the...
Come on camera and do that, did he?
I can't remember now. I think... No, wait a minute. This was just the bottom.
Okay, see, that's just a mankini or whatever. A true banana hammock,
yes.
you got to wear it
No.
like James Spann suspenders. They come all the way up and over and around.
No. Oh, like, what's his name on the TV show? Borat.
Did he have a banana hammock?
Borat. I think that's what he
I never
did.
watched it.
I think he did something like that. Anyway.
Yet, see, we're filled with randomness. We'll go down a rabbit hole of banana hammocks. Apparently, somebody was supposed to get me a banana hammock. Yeah, I'm okay that you didn't though, because I would probably go to jail. You wouldn't be able to see mine. It'd get wrapped up in the folds. Get an extra large, please.
Back to the music.
Yeah, on the bottoms.
Yeah. So where were we?
I don't know.
I don't
You
even
you
know.
got us off track
I got that started
with
I
Pepsi
think.
cans and nanner hammocks.
Pepsi cans and
I think we was talking about what got you into music, and you said that you had branched or gravitated towards that because of your childhood.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess to deepen that story, there's a lady, I won't say her name, but she's a manager in Tennessee, and actually one of her artists. I'm sure you've heard the song "Nothing on You" by Cody Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, one of her guys that she manages, Barrett Barber, wrote that song.
Okay.
So she manages a lot of people like that, and she was interested in signing me and another lady. But and she told me, she said, what I want to see is you going out and you playing as many shows as you can and stuff like that. So that was kind of also a spark for that as well. But been doing that and still waiting on that phone call. But with the way I see it now, it's a lot more people than her just out there. So gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and eventually I'll get in front of the right person.
Well, you got cheerings at the house too, don't you? Little ones.
Got 3 kids, and a wife, and and it seems to run in the family. Like I said, my daughter, she does, she acts in movies and stuff. We're actually going down to Atlanta Monday, and she's going to be filmed. I don't know what the TV show or the movie is, but they're casting her to play the younger version of a older character. So
Okay.
excited for her.
So is that at where did you say, Atlanta?
In Atlanta, so we're gonna go there, and they're gonna do some filming. She's already been. We went 2 weeks ago, and they filmed her in a commercial for a new ice cream restaurant that's opening up in Birmingham. So yeah.
And she's how old?
She's only 4 years old.
See, that's awesome. She's
So
gonna have to watch it. She's gonna run away, and not like physically run away, but she's gonna run away with talent and have people looking at her. And
hey, that kind of comes with the territory.
Yep.
So
she might be able to buy you a house, and you quit singing.
hey, I don't know if I'll ever quit singing, but
Well, I mean, you could.
she
you
wants
could
to buy me
quit.
a house. I ain't gonna be mad at her.
That would be nice. I hope mine does something special with his life and can buy me a house. You got you. Okay, good. I'm holding you to it.
What's that song go? Buy me a boat.
Yeah.
Buy me a truck. The Yeti. How's it go?
I
I
don't
could
know.
buy me a boat,
Buy me a truck to pull it.
truck.
Yeah,
to
somebody
Buy
else
me a
gonna have to-
Yeti.
yeah,
ice
somebody else
buy
gonna
down.
sing
me a
it.
four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So did you jump right into guitar, or have you dabbled in a bunch of other stuff?
So I started out with guitar and singing, but I can play all contemporary instruments. When I say contemporary, I mean like keyboard. I can play bass. I can play electric. The only one I can't do is drums. I could never get on the drums, and I
Can't get
always
that coordination just right.
it's just I don't know. I guess if I spent enough time to actually,
If you can play all that other stuff,
Yeah.
you probably can make it work.
I just but the acoustic just kind of stuck with me. Like I said, I used to play because when I started out in the church, I would play electric guitar. I'd play lead and rhythm and stuff. But the acoustic, I mean, I just like it. So
So how long have you been traveling and singing gigs?
I'm in my 5th year now, and each year it seems to grow more and more with either different venues or just playing more. I'm to the point now to where it's 50-50, and where either I reach out to a venue or they reach out to me. It's always I hate having to like turn down work, but I'm to the point to now where I'm booked all the way up to December. I actually have dates in next year that are already booked. So I have these venues that reach out to me and they'll be like, "Hey, can you come play this Saturday, or can you come play this Thursday, or can you come play?" I'm just like, wish I could, but I'm already booked. If something changes,
Yep.
I'll be happy to come down there and play. But
That's kind of a good problem to have, though.
it is. I try to because what I've learned with this music stuff is some venues, they are you get your popular venues and you get your that are kind of medium, and you get your some that only book a month out. But some of these venues I play at, they are booked out by like February.
Right.
So I kind of got to get on the in the game and reach out to them and correspond with them to make sure that I'm on their schedule, because if I don't, they're booked out for the rest of the year.
Yep. And you just got to wait around for them
You
to
just got to wait around,
call for cancellation.
wait for a cancellation.
Yep.
And sometimes you get canceled on.
Sometimes I do get canceled on. I mean, that's the name of the game. But I will say, in the 5 years I've been doing it, I probably only have had 5 gigs that I've had canceled. And usually it's because, if it's a band gig, it's, we can't pay that, or it was a double booking issue on the venue's part, and it's just like, okay, well. But I've been fortunate enough to where sometimes where that's happened, I've been able to replace that gig just like that. But, it's just.
I had never heard of a double booking issue. Have you?
Yeah. So we try to combat double bookings, and here's how we do that. If on BarMusicLive.com, the calendar, as you're very accustomed to, because you send us your schedule like a good little musician should.
Hear that, people?
If the venue also provides us with their schedule, like some of the better ones do, we have the venue's booking list, we have the artist's booking list, and we can say, uh-oh, you've got Josiah down here, but you've also got another artist here. And we can alleviate those double bookings very quickly. And we have done that with several places. And I haven't had a single one of them that complained about that. They're very happy that we catch that stuff, because I'm sure it's very embarrassing for them to get down to the wire and they say, "Oh, you weren't supposed to be here tonight. We've got so-and-so coming." And they didn't realize it because they've got 2 or 3 people handling bookings. They didn't communicate, whatever. Somebody wrote it down in this book. Somebody wrote it down in another book. Whatever happened, it happens. Accidents happen. But if we've got that on the calendar on BarMusicLive.com, we see that and we can say, uh-oh, here's a flag. We need to check out what's happening. And we contact you and we say, hey, we got you down for here, and they're showing somebody else booked that same day. And then you can contact the venue, we can contact the venue, whatever happens, and just figure out which one's supposed to be the correct one. And we have alleviated a few of those.
And I will say, like, some of the more, I'll say, I use the word better venues, like, The last time I had a double booking incident was last year. It was in Lineville. I get there, and another band was there. It was a two guy group. I ain't gonna say the name. I'm gonna talk bad about venues but anyway, but it worked out because the venue ended up. They said, well, do you guys just want to play together? We'll play together. It worked out. They paid both of us. So, when venues are doing that, because I understand, if you have 2 or 3 people do your booking, accidents happen. But, with me, when somebody, if you were to book me for tomorrow night, I will put that in my notes calendar. I put that in my notes app, and I put that on there, and I save that. So I know that I have that. So then if I was to show up and it's like, oh, well, I didn't have you down. Okay, well, here's a text message, or I put this in here. And it's just, I've actually had that happen as well. I went and played in Leeds, I think the year before. And I was bringing my stuff, and the manager comes out and says, "Just I don't have you for today." And I pulled out my phone and I showed him where he had me, where we agreed to that date. And he's like, "Man, I don't know what happened, but this venue, they have 3 stages. They have a stage out. They have 2 stages outside, and they have 1 stage inside." So he's like, "I'll put you inside. We're gonna put this guy outside." So when venues are like that, rather than just send you home on your way after you done drove 45 minutes.
If they try to accommodate and make something work for everybody.
Yeah, and that's better. I mean, because I get it if I made a mistake and I put the date down wrong, but if I have that, okay, well, here's a text message where you booked me. Mm-hmm. You booked me back in March. Right. To me, a venue should honor who they booked first.
You're right.
Especially if I have the proof. It's different if I'm standing here, go over to this guy right here, and he books me for an event, and I don't have anything on paper, and it's just like, well, it's what he says versus what I say. Right. But that's why I always like to try to at least get that text verification or an email or Facebook, whatever. So it's just like, okay, well, man, you had me booked since February. Mm-hmm. So,
and how many people typically? I don't know. How many people typically run events and bookings at bars? Is it usually just one person, or is it 2 or 3?
I've went to places where 2 people do it. I've went to places where they have 3 people do it. But the best experience I've had is when one person does it, because let's say you 2 guys are booking something. You might book Joe Smo on a Friday. Mm-hmm. You forgot to put it in the Google Calendar, shared docs or whatever, and he books somebody else. Then they both show up, and it's like you look, and it's like, okay, well, I'm sorry, he didn't put it in the calendar, so I didn't know. And sometimes that happens because you forget to put it, because a lot of venues they use like a shared, Google Drive or Drive, and everybody sees it. But if they forget to put it in there, if they have multiple people that doing booking, they're gonna go with who's on there.
But imagine if everybody used BarMusicLive.com.
Hey, if everybody used BarMusicLive.com, might save a world of trouble right there.
It would save the world.
It would save the music world. It does. It does streamline things. And that's what we try to do. When I started talking to the developer about it, I was like, "Hey, this is what I want." I said, "I want this to be as simple as we can possibly make it. I don't want anything to be just super complicated. I want it to be easy to use. My most important thing is for it to be user friendly." And I feel like we've made it pretty user friendly, because you don't even have to have a login or anything. If you want to put events on, all you got to do is go on the site. You can go to that submit an event thing, and you can submit one. Even if you're not the one with the event, if you know somebody that plays music and you know their events, you can go in there and submit those for them, or you can send us an email with the schedule. We put it on there for them, whatever. But we wanted to make it user friendly, so we really, for everybody, we went a step further in telling them they can just email their schedules or text a picture of them or whatever. A lot of times you send it on Messenger or something like that, and I get it and just screenshot it and put it in an email and send it to one of the nice young ladies that work on the site, like Dee Dee. Yeah, Dee Dee does. Dee Dee does all of your stuff. She puts all your stuff in the calendar.
I appreciate you. I hate, and like I was telling him, I said I hate when I send you my monthly schedule, and a lot of times I will add 3 or 4, so it'll be like y'all might see me post something like, well, I didn't have that I didn't have that one. Well, it's like I just got. It's just like.
Yeah. Right.
Like I said, I added one for this Sunday. It wasn't. It wasn't on the books. And
well, you text that to us, and we'll go ahead and put it on there anyway. And like you were saying, you've got yours through the end of the year, or however long. You don't even have to worry about just sending a month at a time. You can send months at a time if you want to. You can send the whole thing, everything. We'll work it all.
Oh yeah, I'm.
It looks good.
Yeah.
And this is another thing you may not know about the calendar and what it does and what it can do and what it's starting to do, I guess I should say. We've really been working on our SEO rankings for the site. And even today, I implemented a AI SEO tool that is supposed to help us even more. And so what that's going to do for people like yourself that has your music on BarMusicLive.com versus somebody who doesn't, when somebody goes to a certain area, like you were talking about, I'm thinking about a place you said a minute ago, Lineville.
Mm-hmm.
You're down there playing. Okay, if somebody were to look up live music in Lineville, because you're on BarMusicLive.com, they're going to find you playing. And I don't know how many places there are to listen to music down there.
Only the one.
So
Only one.
They're going to find you, though. But say that you're in a busier place, like if you were around Coleman, for example, and there's 7 or 8 places where people could be going to listen to music. Because you're on BarMusicLive.com, if one of these other places doesn't have their events on, or an artist doesn't have their events on there, and somebody goes to do a Google search or a Safari search or Bing or whatever, Yahoo, AOL, if people still use that, I don't know.
MySpace.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so everybody's not. In other words, everybody's not using like social media for that. They're going to actual search engine looking. When they go to do that search, you're going to populate in that search because you have your events on BarMusicLive.com, and we're being ranked by all of these search engines now. So that helps people find not just us; it's helping people find you and your music. So.
Which is what it's all designed for.
That's what it's all designed to do. That's what we wanted it to do, to make it better for people that want to find music. We had a girl Sunday afternoon. She's like, I'm looking for live music, and I can't find anything anywhere. And we had a few events on the site, but not a lot, because Sundays aren't typically just a really busy day. But also, we have people that just do not put their stuff in there. We knew where some music was, and they didn't have it on there. So, it's just kind of bad when they don't do that, because there are people out there that are looking. They're wanting to hear people like you, or somebody else that's playing in their area or whatever, and they can't find it. And that's what made all this stuff come about. And we're still, this is still new. We're still very new. Even though this is 11 months old now, 10 months old, I guess, 10 months old, we don't have everybody's attention. We haven't gotten everybody. We're getting a lot of views. People are starting to figure it out. And the ones that figure it out don't just like it, they love it. The ones that don't know about it really yet, they're like, oh, that's probably some kind of scam. They're trying to get our money, something. I don't know what they think. But I always ask artists this question when they're on here. Has Bar Music Live cost you anything yet?
It has not.
You think it's helped?
I think it has.
Okay. Well,
because it's just like you're saying, any of your artists that's on your site, if I'm at a gig and I say, hey, I'm on this website, and they go look at your website, they're gonna be like, okay, this guy's legit. They got a schedule on there, got his picture. Hey, they have 100 other artists on there, and plus to have these venues putting their information on there, it helps everybody, I believe.
Yeah. Well, and like we were talking earlier, we've got that list of venues has grown to like 600 now. So you get ready to find a new place to play, you can go scroll through that list of venues on Bar Music Live and say, hey, this one's in my area or this one's in my area. I'm going to try these. And it may be a couple of places you've never even heard of, but we had somebody else playing there at some point.
Well, and that's also good for your other artists because you can look and see where somebody else is playing and be like, well, I didn't even know this venue existed. So it helps. It's like a threefold compliment because you guys are getting exposure, then other artists are seeing where other artists are playing, the venues are seeing other artists are playing, so it's like it's helping everybody. If you're looking for new artists, if you're looking for new venues, or if you're looking for a website that shows a schedule of artists playing places, you guys have all three.
Well, and we've seen and know of artists and bands who have told us that they wouldn't have met other artists and bands had it not been for Bar Music Live, and that has given them the ability to have people that they can reach out to when they ran into a bind and somebody didn't show or whatever. They can have a collab and come play drums for me because Josiah don't know how and he needs a drummer.
Oh yeah.
And there's people, yeah. So it's been pretty cool to be on the inside seeing some of all this stuff take place and start to merge and you coming up here, do you ever play in Coleman at all?
It's actually my first time playing in Coleman.
See, there you go. Now you coming up here and we do this and then Martha took your picture, made you look pretty.
I appreciate that.
Our hope with this, not only to get you more exposure on the interwebs, but to help you get extra spots that allow you to branch out and see other places and do other things. And, because I know that's the name of the game is to get your music out there. So
yeah, and, I appreciate any opportunity that I can get to play at a new city, a new venue. It's almost like a notch on your belt. You can scratch off a city that you've been to. So now I can say I've played in Coleman, but Coleman's kind of a hard area to get into, just like Huntsville or Auburn, Tuscaloosa. I play at two places in Auburn, still waiting on Tuscaloosa and Huntsville. But then I'll venture out and maybe try to reach out and get me some places in Coleman, but. A lot of these cities, they are used to the same, let's say, 10 musicians playing there. So, they're kind of skeptical of bringing in new acts, new talent, because it's like, oh, well, these guys have been playing here for 10 years and, everybody likes them. But, it's the same thing for Nashville.
Yep.
So a lot of people don't realize Nashville is a union. They have actually a union's musician. If you're not in that union, it's very hard to get a gig booked in Nashville.
So we started this here in March, and we've not had a duplication yet. Everybody that's played here has been different. Now, there's been a couple of people that have had some, I guess, ventures together, like playing in different bands. But as far as the, artist, the headliner, the name of the band, whatever, we've not duplicated that yet. Now, we are going to have one here in a few weeks. They wanted to come back, and technically it's not totally a duplication because they're coming back as a duo. They're not coming back as a solo. So it's not saying that don't count. Yeah.
Don't count.
So we're not going to have any duplications for, the next couple of months. And that makes this place pretty unique, I think, because like you just said, most bars or small venues, whatever, that have music, they're running those same people through there on a kind of a schedule. And you do that some with some places.
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing.
It's not. It's job security if you look at it that way. When I started doing this, I didn't want to be the guy or the artist that played at the same venue every Friday. I wanted to play somewhere different every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. When people reach out to me and say, man, how do you play as many places as you play? How do you play? Well, I'm not just looking for venues that offer music on Friday and Saturday. I'm looking for those venues that offer music on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Sundays. Because if you're only looking at venues that do music on Friday and Saturdays, at the most you're only going to play what? If you're just playing on Friday 4 times a month, or if you're playing on Saturdays too, 8 times a month. But if you just
and you ain't
add
gonna get them every week.
and you ain't gonna get those every week. But if you add a Thursday, if you add a Wednesday, if you add a Monday or Tuesday or Sunday, you can turn that 2 days a week into 3 or 4 or 5, and that's when you start making your money.
Right. So, changing subjects. Tell us about your guitar back there. You was telling me a little bit about that a minute ago, that it was gifted to you, and that's for. Just tell us a little bit about that one.
So that Dean right there, one of my good buddies, Kevin Smith, he owns a lot of businesses in Talladega. He's real big in the music scene. It was last year. He was like, "Hey man, come up to my bar and got a gift for you." And I didn't know what it was, but I get up there. And he has a sound stuff set up. He said, "Hey, play this guitar." So I'm playing the guitar. He said, "You like the way that sounds?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I like it." He said, "I'm glad you like it because the guitar's yours." So, and I was like, "Man, cool." He said, "That guitar has been in a lot of famous songwriters' hands." And I was like, "Who?" He's like, "Sammy Kershaw and Rusty Hendrix." And I actually, you can see the little red right there is almost rubbed off. I actually have Rusty Hendrix signature on that guitar, and if you don't know who that is, he's Confederate Railroad.
It was just about rubbed off.
Yeah, just about rubbed off. But before that, I was playing my Taylor. I'm a Taylor guy. I love Taylors, and I think Taylors sound really good. But that Dean, with that input, that Fishman input it has in it, just sounds great, and I just love playing it.
It did sound good.
And it's just great to have a guitar that people have written countless famous songs on. I'm just sitting here playing it.
Gives you a little bit of goosies.
Give them a little bit of goosies, and just to know that 2 famous people has held that guitar and played it, and wrote songs on it. It's just it's pretty cool.
So now you played a couple of originals.
I played one tonight. I played Dixie Queen, and I played that one because I'm just tickled because that song is very popular in India right now for whatever reason. So if you are an artist and you have like Spotify, they have another app called Artists, like Spotify for artists. So you can look in and see. It breaks down all your like demographics, your countries and stuff. And so far this year, that song, I've already gotten over 70,000 streams just on that song. And keep in mind, I released that song 3 years ago. So somebody in India has just found it. And like I said, I've gotten over 70,000 streams on that song. I have over 7,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and the majority of those are from India. And it's just fun. I say in Indonesia. Let me correct, Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Still across the pond.
Yeah.
If you're listening in Indonesia, he's definitely Indonesian. So keep listening to him and tell all your friends.
So I was going somewhere before we got on Indonesia. I was doing so good today.
Where is Indonesia?
Across the pond.
It's close to India.
It's over there somewhere.
It's like
there's water in between us. I don't know.
Is it kind of tropical?
I don't know.
Indonesia. That's where. What's that place? The clear water, the beautiful water.
No, that's Maldives.
Maldives. That's Indonesia.
Is it?
That's part of Indonesia, I think.
I don't know.
Look it up. Somebody fact check that.
It's Asia.
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 Indonesia's in Asia.
Yeah, so I do
is
like
Maldives.
Asian food. We should go. There you go.
Let's go.
We need to all go together. We'll take some Bar Music Live shirts. We'll go check out your fan base.
Hey,
we'll get some Asian food.
If I check out Spotify in a couple of months and I got 1 million monthly listeners and they're all from Indonesia, I'm probably going to have to take a trip up there and play a couple of shows or something because
and they like your music, so it sounds like Field Trip. There you go. See, it's a
We're
big
gonna
old-
go. We're gonna go there and put on a show.
Oh, we're gonna need a boat then.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe I've got a GoFundMe for BarMusicLive.com if anybody wants to contribute to that at some point, or you can just donate directly on the site on one of my links, and we will. 2,400 miles from Indonesia. Maldives are 2,400 miles from Indonesia.
That's a
Dang.
that's a fast boat.
Okay, well,
We need a fast boat.
close enough. A drive? You can't drive to the Maldives.
You
They're out in
drive
the
the
middle of
boat.
the ocean.
Drive a boat.
She's gonna wait for low tide.
That was pretty quick right there. That was pretty quick. I like that. I like that. Okay.
So what's your plan, sir? I know. So you told me you got a nice deck.
A nice deck business.
Yeah. So you showed me a picture of your deck
Fencing
earlier,
business.
and it was nice. It was big. It was.
So,
It looked good.
So I got a couple things in motion. I obviously, want to continue to do the music and, get that to the next leg. But also I would love to open, start my own because I.
Sorry, I was still on.
You get it?
Sorry, I was still. He built his porches during the day, and he showed me a really nice porch. And so now, and then we was on the deck, and then you said it had a nice leg, and sorry, I was still on. Sorry, go ahead.
But anyway,
That was just extending it. That was just extending it.
anyway,
get it.
so I'd love to possibly one day have my own fencing company. The decks, that's fun and all, but a deck can typically take anywhere from a week to 3 weeks, depending on the size of a project. Where if you're just doing fences, that's 1 to 4 days max, depending on the size. My man over here saying 2 days.
Yeah, but what if it's a big ass?
No, I'm just saying, man. It's like
What if you were fencing in 40,000 acres?
Yeah, you wrapping a trailer around the Maldives trail. We gotta go.
So
You'd have to move to Texas.
anybody
to
that's
Texas.
watching, if you need a fence or a deck, let me know.
This
Yep.
is your guy right
Get
here.
my guy, or if you need a private event, or if you need both, I can build your deck that day and I can play your music that night. Do both.
Play music. He'll come.
He
This
can
guy-
build you deck during the
this
day,
guy-
and he'll come stomp on that shit
There
and
you
play
go.
some music at night.
He's gonna come build the deck during the day, come back and play music on the deck that night. That is an amazing sales tactic. You're gonna have to come get on the microphone. You gotta come get on the microphone. You gotta get on the microphone. You wanna ask a question?
No, I don't. But people are asking that. And one of the things that maybe I would want to know is like, okay, so you work during the day. What's your day job?
He builds decks.
I know. So, I just said that was one of the questions I would want to ask, and you answered that. But people were asking me, can we ask questions?
Absolutely.
You don't want to now, but because you've answered a lot of stuff now. But anyways, that was earlier.
Brandon's got a question. Brandon has a question. We got the camera on Brandon.
It's on both ends.
All right, sir. So, I've heard your music genre tonight. I know your wheelhouse. Who's your biggest inspiration in country music to get you started?
Great question.
So I could go through a long list, but if I had to name my top 3, I would say Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen. I guess I have 2 lists. So for my more modern guys, I would say Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen, Eric Church, and for my older, if I had an older list, it would be Keith Whitley, be George Jones, and it would be.
George Strait.
Yeah, I would say George Strait. I would have to say George Strait. You're right. Thank you.
I tried to help you out.
Hey, I appreciate that assist.
That was like a ask a friend thing. Phone a friend. Anybody else have a question for Josiah?
Josiah, tell us about your family life. Got children?
Yep. So
Wow.
I have 3 kids. I have 2 girls, 1 boy. Ages are 5, 4, and 2. You know, I can flex on that because, you know, a lot of dads might not know the ages of their kids. Now, I know the ages of them, but don't try to tell me, like, ask me what months and stuff because I have to cheat and look at my phone and look at pictures and stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
I had to get a calculator out earlier and figure my age up.
But, yeah, and then, my my wife, we've been together since 2013. We've been married since 2017, so, yeah, she puts up with me, so... It's hard to be married to a musician, so because we're divas sometimes.
You divas, and that's
Love the music, man.
well, and that's why I was asking earlier about the cheer-ins, because you were saying that one lady that you had talked to that was looking at possibly signing or whatever was talking about, I want you going, and that may be kind of as alluring as that sounds. At the moment, that might be a little difficult with the cheer-ins.
It is, but you know how my wife is. As long as I'm making money, she doesn't care. So you know, if I'm bringing home, you know, bringing the bacon home, it's like bacon. You know, don't care how many shows. Yeah, don't really care how many shows I'm doing. Don't really care how many side projects I do with building a deck or a fence, as long as I'm making money, and that's fine. And we're a good team. You know, she stays home and she raises the kids and she builds that home for us. And you know, and I go out and I work during the day and I work during the night. So,
and that's awesome.
And you know, a lot of people, you know, it's hard for a lot of musicians. A lot of people think that it's easy, but if you don't have, let's say you have kids. If your spouse is not on board with that, it's kind of hard for you to continue to do that music stuff. So, you know, it's good to have a partner that is, you know, supportive in that, and it kind of helps you along the way. So
because it's, you know, and anybody that puts themselves out there, it's stressful, and then you're going and you're going and going. So you do have to have an awesome support system at home that gives you some encouragement, because you're going to have bad days where you go,
I always say, you know,
sucks,
a lot of people want to be a musician, but they don't realize what actually goes into it. So, you know, I think a lot of people have that perception of, you know, you just show up to a venue and you're just playing, but they don't realize that, okay, me as a musician, I have to buy batteries for my guitar, I have to buy new strings, I have to perform maintenance on my equipment, I have to buy cords, I have to buy the stuff. So it's costly. And
that stuff's all cheap.
It's not cheap. I mean, a mic. This mic right here is, you know, $200. The cord was is $50. You know, that mic stand right there is $70. Then of course I'm using my iPad right there, and of course I've had that for about 6 years now, but it's paid off. But at the time that's a $1,000 tablet. I mean, it's just, there's cost goes into doing what I'm doing. It's not just, you know, showing up, and then also the practice, especially when you get into bands. You know, a lot of people, it's very hard work, and so my band, we don't get to practice a lot because, you know, we're all in different cities, and we all got different schedules, and we all got different jobs. So, you know, we're trying to practice one time a month, and, you know, we go to the gig and we practice and we do well, but a lot of that goes into, you know, making sure that my guys are, you know, practicing on their own time,
right,
as well. You know, if I'm sending you a set list, hey, this is what we're going to play, listen to it, you know, because we're only going to probably be able to practice one time a month, because everybody's scheduled, you know, and when I have time to where I'm not doing something, I tend to like to want to, you know, spend time with my family or be home.
Right.
because I'm away so much, either at work or doing stuff like this.
How often are y'all able to get together as a full band? I know you said you only practice once a month.
Usually once a month, but I'm hoping the door's going to open up. There's an awesome venue in Leeds that lets bands come and practice at their facility. So I'm going to be hosting their open mic next Thursday. My band's going to be playing there November 22nd. But they have already told me that they love for bands to come down there and practice. So.
And this is which venue?
It's called Vans in Leeds. Mm-hmm. Awesome venue. Anybody's watching, if you in the Leeds area, go check them out. They got a lot of good things going for them. I think they can, from what I could see, they could probably hold up to close to 1,000 people. That's how big the venue is.
Okay. So that'd be a pretty good spot to practice, and then hopefully get on every once in a while and be able to do that.
Well, they're gonna have, like I said, we're gonna have a show there on the November 22nd, which I'll be in Leeds twice because my birthday is November 21st. There's a new venue that opened up. It's called the Neon Moon. I'll be there on the 21st. Then I'll be at Vans on the 22nd. So it's almost like a Leeds tour almost.
There you go. Have to get you a shirt. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, sir. It was an awesome to meet you. I wish you the best of luck. Your music sounds great. I enjoyed it. Did you?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Josiah before I even got to hear him live, just seeing him online on some of the social media outlets and such. And then when we went and saw him the first time, we were like, man, this guy is cool. He's good. He's got a great personality. You can tell he enjoys what he does. And we were just so proud to have somebody like him enthusiastic about using our calendar on BarMusicLive, and it's just been a pleasure having you here tonight. We have really enjoyed it. Thank you for being here. I'll go ahead now, since I got the hot mic, and just say I appreciate all the people who help make this kind of stuff happen. Pepsi, of course, big time sponsor for us. They help us out a lot with drinks and stuff every week, and we really appreciate those guys. Brindley Mountain Barbecue, they help us out on food. They do a great job with that. Everybody that comes here talks about how great the food is, and we're proud to have them helping us out with that. International Singers-Songwriters Association, I don't know if you're a member of that, but they're one of our partners.
Waiting on my approval.
Do what?
Said waiting on my approval.
Waiting on your approval. Okay, all right. Well, we might need to talk to somebody about that, make sure that happens.
Make a phone call.
I'll have to send a message. But Sand Mountain Amphitheater, we just got to visit there Friday night for Tacos and Tequila Festival, Little John. That was a great show. Appreciate those guys being advertising partners with us. They're doing big for us. It's really, really helping our experience on some of our social media outlets and driving people to the site as well. So just really appreciate all those people that help make things work. Of course, all our advertisers on the website, we're so thankful for those guys, because everything we do for free. So we've got to have that help, or we can't do the stuff we do to help guys like yourself. So if you're out there and you're looking for somebody to sponsor, or you're looking for a place to advertise your business, we would love to have you with us, because believe me, if you're on our team, and we're your biggest fans, and we'll put you out there for everybody to see you, as many as we can. We get a bunch of people looking at our stuff. I don't even know how many people total we're getting, but I'm guessing we're up in the 350, 400,000 range total views every month now. So it's getting bigger and bigger every day. It seems like every day I look at the analytics and the stats, and I know you look at yours too. It seems like they're going up, and we can't do it without you fans either, because just like you musicians have fans, we've got some fans. We've got people that really love what we're doing and what we've got going on with BarMusicLive.com, Fancy's Unfiltered, and the Farm Lounge here. And we just appreciate each and every one of you for liking, for sharing, for commenting. You don't know how important that is for you guys to get on there. Tag us in your post. If you're a venue, if you're an artist, and you're putting something out there, tag us in that. We'll make sure it gets more views for you. It's It's more views for us, more views for you. It works for everybody. It's networking at its finest. And so we're just trying to help everybody out. That's what we want to do.
And
Shit and share. Hashtag shit and share.
it's very easy to just hit a like button or share. And I also just put this, and one thing I've been adding to like my posts when I'm saying it's make sure you're visiting your venues, wherever, your favorite artist goes, make sure you're visiting that venue so that whoever your favorite artist is can continue doing what they love to do. Because, if you're visiting your venue and you're, packing that place out, that's just going to continue that live music. Because I'll go ahead and tell you, one of the first things that get cut at a restaurant when business is slow is live music.
Yep.
Let's keep the music alive, folks. You just heard it.
Yep. Keep it alive. So we appreciate Josiah stopping by. We hope to see you guys on the next one.